Trying to live a happy life while suffering from an old untreated wound is like trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas and the other firmly pressed on the brake. We all know that car isn't going anywhere. It will keep screeching on the spot until you finally let up on the brake. But in today's video, I am going to share with you the crucial steps to self-diagnose to see if you have some unresolved old wounds that might be affecting one or more areas of your life, and how you can free yourself from those invincible chains. So my tip number one is identify it. How do you know whether you have an old wound festering inside or not? The best sign I can give you is if you constantly find yourself on a defense mode. You get upset and angry easily and wanting to go to war and burn the house down at the slightest sign of provocation, then you might have an old wound festering inside. And the great thing about this is that you are not alone, as there is about 99% of people who suffers from this. What most people don't understand though is that an anger is just a symptoms of an old hurt and fear that are still festering inside us. So we hurt and immediately jump in an attack mode whenever anyone or anything presses close to that wound. So how do we heal from those old wounds that are holding us hostage? Well, by shining a light on it. See, an old wound is similar to a pitch dark room that you can't do anything without switching on the light. But once you flip the light switch, you can at least see what is going on. Seeing a professional is always a great way to deal with this, but if you feel that you're not ready yet, you can start just shouting it out. Write them all out on a piece of paper and then burn it. Whatever you feel that will help you move forward. Because we might not have the power to change our past, but we have an abundance of power to forge our future. All we have to do is decide on the type of life you want to live, and start first by identifying your source of trauma and tormentor. Which brings me to my tip number two: face or confront your tormentor. When you have an old wound that has been festering inside for a while, you can't get it to heal properly without scrubbing it open, cleaning the wound, which will always hurt like hell before patching it up again. But you must do it because that is the fastest way to get a festering wound to heal. And I believe the same principle should apply to healing the wounds of the heart. See, most people with an old wounds will always try to act and behave like nothing is wrong in the world. And if you're one of them, you usually the life of a party, you're best friends with any type of alcohol or hard substance that you can get your hands on, because you can't stand to be alone with your demon. You can't quieten your inner tormentor, and so any and all distractions will do fine for a while. But until you learn to confront the deepest fear and scrub that wound wide open, you will keep rolling around on the same roller coaster. According to many different researches, that most people who have been hurt, molested, or suffering from any type of deep mental, emotional, or psychological hurt are done so by someone close to them. Someone who is a family member, a family friend, someone who they are forced to see by an unavoidable circumstance, and deal with that person all the time. And every time you see them, it is like a stab on the wound. Sometimes you are afraid what the fallout might be if you finally gather the courage to confront them. Sometimes you wonder and worry whether your life will be the same ever again. But I encourage you to ask yourself this question. What is more important to you? Your peace of mind and the happiness that you will finally get after letting go of all that old baggage that you have been carrying on for so long, or other people's opinion? You have to make that decision for yourself, because you are the one who is ultimately have to live with it. Not your tormentor, not your family, friend, or any other person. It's your life. And you get to decide if you want to continue being the passenger who simply abroad for the ride, or the driver who controls their life and destiny. My tip number 3 is replace your old habit with a new one. People break up with their friends all the time because they have either outgrown them or their friendship needs are no longer met by that person. So they break up with that old friend and trade them for a new one that can serve their needs better. So when it comes to our behaviors that no longer serve us, we need to do the same. Why keep hurting ourselves and the people we love with our toxic behavior that does nothing but bring us and them pain and discomfort? I would like to encourage you again today for you to decide at this very moment that you are done being bullied by any and all of your old behaviors that no longer serve you, and work every day to replace them with a new one. If your usual response to confrontation is going on a defense or starting punching everyone on a side, you can try counting from 1 to 10 before replying with a calmer tone, and make an effort to hear the other person out to understand where they are coming from in order for you to resolve the situation. It could be a bunch of other things in different circumstances, but the point is that try something new, try something different, because as Einstein said, that doing the same thing and expecting to get a different result is insanity. And finally, my bonus tip for you is make the new habit stick. See, it's only natural to revert back to your old habits from time to time, because that is what you have known. They have been part of your life for so long that kicking them might sometimes even feel almost wrong. That is how powerful our mind is. The best way to make this new change stick is to keep communicating them to your subconscious mind every morning when you wake up and at night before you go to bed. And this is where the power of positive affirmations comes in. With a daily affirmation, you can naturally reprogram your mind to start believing that you deserve to be happy. You start truly believing that your past or background doesn't define who you are or your future. Remember that our beliefs create our thoughts create our feelings create our behavior, and our behavior creates our reality. Please be mindful the energy that you bring in. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.